I'm not sure. I don't. Hey guys, it's Freddie G, and I'm back with a bit of a serious topic that I want to discuss. Um, Today I want to talk about something that I've been dealing with for a few years now. And I haven't spoken with too many people about it just out of fear and trying to deal with it myself. But I wanted to talk about sexual assault and how my experience with it changed my life. To understand why this is such an emotional topic for me, you need to first understand the definition of sexual assault. Sexual assault is an involuntary sexual act in which a person is coerced or physically forced to engage against their will or any non-consensual sexual touching of a person. Sexual assault is a form of sexual violence, and it includes rape, groping, forced kissing, child sexual abuse, or the torture of the person in a sexual manner. Also, another reason that this topic is hard for me to talk about because it happened not once, not twice, but 3 times in my life. With it happening that many times, it does take a toll on a person. And the fact that 2 out of the 3 incidents happened with people that I trusted. The first time it happened, I was with a, a fellow church member, and she took me and 2 other kids to revival at another church. And during the whole week of revival, like in the middle of the day, they would have a regular service as they would on Sundays. And one particular day, I decided I just wanted to stay in the class, and at the time I was really into art and drawing, so I just wanted to stay in class and just kind of draw on the dry erase board. And I did that, and there was a certain guy who was in the class, whatever, with us, and he just kind of came in there and just kind of started touching me, and I asked him to stop, and nothing really seemed to work, and I would leave the room and try to shake him and get rid of him, and he would always find me, and he would always just keep doing it. And I had kind of snuck out of service, so I felt like I couldn't go and tell someone, hey, this person did this to me, because they're going to say, well, why weren't you where you're supposed to be in the first place anyway? And it was hard to deal with because I saw him a few more times after that throughout the years. This happened when I was like in elementary school, and I saw him, and he was about the same age as me, probably a year or two older. But I saw him at my school one day, and I got so scared. Like, I was like, oh my God, like he's gonna do it again. And that just kind of started the whole thing. But I eventually I eventually was able to kind of put it out of my mind, and just kind of get on with it, and just get on with life until the second one happened. The second incident happened with someone that I went to high school with. Um, to be completely honest, there was there was a time before I was assaulted that sex was actually involved with that person. And I guess he thought that since it had happened before that, I was going to be cool with it again. And he just popped up at my house one day, and I was on the phone with a friend, and he knew her, so he was talking to her. He knew her because he was pretty cool with her stepbrother, and he was talking to her and just walking around my house, checking the rooms, and I didn't really think anything of it. And he eventually gave the phone back to me, and I started talking back to her. And then next thing I know, he's kind of pushing me towards the ground and whatnot. And I'm thinking he's playing, he's just being playful. And I'm like, okay, stop, get up, get off of me. And he took the phone and he said, she'll call you back, and hung up the phone and just held me. He just pinned me down and just started kissing all on me and just groping me. And I just kept telling him to stop. And I realized that he was serious, and I started to panic. And I kept begging him to stop and to get off of me. And he did it. And the main thing that made him get up was when I threatened to call the cops. If it wasn't for that, he probably would have took it further, but he didn't. And I told my friends about it at school, and it got out and got around school, and he was just trying to make me seem like this terrible person, like I asked for it, and saying I was lying. And it was hard. It was like, here it is, I'm finally telling somebody about it, and I'm getting told that I'm a liar just because of who he was. And it wasn't fair. And I just like the first incident, I just started to keep stuff to myself. My third and last incident happened when Abby was 6 months old. A friend of the family who stays to this day a few doors down, he at the time he was like heavy on drugs and drinking. And one particular day, me and my mom were getting ready to go to Bible study, and we were getting ready, and my mom was still getting situated in the house. So since I was already ready, I went outside and I was going to go and get in the car. And I had Abby's car seat and a whole bunch of other stuff in my hand. So he offered to help me, put her in the car. He said, I'll take the baby, I'll get in the car. I was like, okay, cool, thank you. And he kept asking me, he kept saying, are you alright, are you alright? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm fine, why you keep asking me that? And he would never answer my question. And he kept trying to put Abby like in the car, and he was doing the car seat wrong. So I was just like, okay, give it to me, I'll do it. You're not doing it right, I'll just do it, or whatever. So he stood up and was getting ready to give me Abby, and was still holding her in the car seat. And he asked me one last time, are you alright? And I said, yeah, why do you keep asking me that? And as soon as I said that, he grabbed me right in between my legs in broad daylight. And I snatched Abby out of his hand, and I ran to try to get in the house, and he was blocking me from getting in the house. So I ran back to the car, and I got in the car, and I locked the door. And I told my mom about it as soon as she got in the car. And a few days afterwards, he was still kind of around, and it was just scary, because I'm like, okay, this person, like, this is someone I trusted. I never thought would do this to me, even though when he was on drugs and an alcoholic, I never thought, he had never done anything like that or anything close to it. I never thought he would have done that to me. And the fact that some people in my family knew about it, but they were still okay with him coming around and still okay with him coming in the house. And anytime he was around, I didn't feel safe. I would hide. I mean, I'm grown and I'm hiding from somebody because I don't feel safe where I lay my head. I don't feel comfortable where I lay my head at night. It it's still something I'm dealing with. I'm not as mad as I used to be at the people who did that to me, but I'm not completely over it. And it's like, I know you're supposed to forgive and, try to move on, but it's hard, you know? And I just feel like the people who are telling me that don't really understand what I'm dealing with. It's I know it's something that I'll eventually get over in life, and I'll be able to move on, but right now I can't do that. I want to, but I don't know how. And I wanted to put this out there, not just to share my story, but to encourage anybody who's been through what I've been through or worse. Say something, even if it's been a while since it's happened. Say something. Talk to someone about it. Just don't just let it go unnoticed. Try to do it. Try to do something about it. Even if it looks like there's nothing that you can do about it, try. You never know till you try. So, that's all I wanted to say. Like I said, I just wanted to come by and talk about it. I really felt like getting it off of my chest. And just if any of you guys have dealt with anything, similar, just, leave a comment, and if you handled it or you found a way to solve that problem, share it. Someone may read it and it may help them. You never know, it may help me. But I just ask that that you just keep me in your prayers for anyone that's been assaulted or raped or abused in any way. So, oh God. So, I will talk to you guys later. Peace, love, blessings, and hugs.